Today, we're going on a little trip back in time. Not for a history lesson exactly, but to find a surprisingly relevant solution to a very, very modern problem. Do you ever just get that feeling that you need to unplug? To just get away from the endless notifications, the deadlines, the constant pressure to be on? Yeah, I think we all know that feeling. It sounds a little crazy, I know. But what if a simple, 4-line poem could actually give us a blueprint for finding peace? A guide written centuries before anyone even dreamed of a smartphone. Okay, let's dive into this. What we're looking at is a classical Korean poem, a hansi, called Dong-gyo Byeol-eop. It was written by a brilliant scholar from Korea's Goryeo dynasty named Kim Bu-sik. The title itself means a villa in the eastern suburbs. You can think of it as a quiet country retreat, a place to get away from it all. And that idea of a retreat, well, it's the key to everything. So the poem starts by just painting a picture. Kim Bu-sik doesn't just say, hey, I'm in nature. No, he makes us feel it. He builds an entire world for us using pure sensation.
Here's the very first line, written in Hanja, the characters used in classical Korean. Each one of these little pictograms is packed with its own sound and meaning. So let's break it down.
Okay, so check this out. In Korean Hanja, every character has a sound called the and a meaning, the tet. So for example, the first two characters, Sukok, are pronounced sugok in Korean, and they mean valley stream. Then you have Wei-hwang, pronounced mi-hwang, which means faintly yellow, and finally Ho-tang or Ho-tang gives us this feeling of something massive, just boundless and vast. And it's really important we use these Korean pronunciations because that's what gives this poem its unique rhythm and life. So you put all those pieces together, and suddenly you get this beautiful, vivid image. You can almost feel that breeze on your skin and see the golden light hitting the water. The poet has completely grounded us in this very specific, very real moment. Let's move to the next line and see how he keeps building on this scene. He just keeps pulling us deeper into this world. We're going to use the same method here. First, we have yenshu, pronounced wanso, which just means garden vegetables. Then comes nipi, nibyak, which has this wonderful meaning of lush and green, almost like a deep, rich green. And finally, limlang, imrang, describes rain that's raining heavily. And this is just brilliant because it shows the vitality of his villa. You see, this isn't some sterile, perfectly manicured place. It's a world that is absolutely bursting with life, fed by the rain, totally rich and self-sufficient. This isn't just a landscape he's painting, it's a living, breathing ecosystem. So we've got this amazing natural backdrop, right? But a place is nothing without life. In the second half of the poem, the poet finally puts himself and some other people right into the scene. This third line is where the focus shifts. It moves from the environment around him to his own actions within that environment. Let's look at the characters. 有时, 有时 means sometimes. Right away, that tells you there's no strict schedule here. Then we get to 闲步, 韩步, which is such a key concept. It means a leisurely walk or an idle stroll, walking with absolutely no destination in mind. And 天边, 间边, places him at the edge of a field. This line just captures this feeling of absolute freedom. It's the freedom of having unstructured time, of moving just for the sake of moving and just watching the world without needing to do anything. You know, a feeling that's pretty hard to come by in our super scheduled lives.
And now we get to the final line. This is where the human heart of the poem really starts to beat.
So bangchak means to encounter or to meet. It suggests a chance meeting, not some planned get-together. And who does he meet? Yu-cho, I-cho, a fisherman and a woodcutter. In classical literature, these two are archetypes, symbols of simple, honest people who live in total harmony with nature. And finally, xiaoyu, so-yu, describes a laughing conversation. And this is really the core of the whole experience. The poet, who was a high-ranking scholar, finds pure joy in a simple, spontaneous conversation with working men. There's no talk about status or ambition or power. It's just a moment of pure, honest human connection. All right, so we've taken the poem apart piece by piece. Now, let's put it all back together and really understand the deep wisdom that's hiding in these few short lines. When you look at it all at once, you realize the villa isn't just about a nice view. It's an entire philosophy. The lush vegetables and the stream, they represent a world that provides everything you need. A self-sufficient life far from the city's rat race. The poet's aimless walk shows a freedom from ambition, and his long, happy chat with the fisherman and woodcutter shows that real wealth is found in simple, genuine connections with other people. So, this was all written 900 years ago. That's great, but how in the world does this ancient escape plan apply to us right here, right now? Let's just read it one more time, but now with our new understanding of all its layers. Just notice how each line builds on the last one, moving from the vastness of nature to the intimacy of a simple chat. It's an entire journey in just 28 characters. And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. The Dong-gyo Byeol-eop, the villa, it doesn't have to be a physical house in the country. It's a mindset. It's about deciding to actually notice the world around you, to value your own unstructured time, and to seek out real conversations that aren't about networking or getting ahead. It's an internal retreat that any of us can build. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. In the middle of all the chaos of your life, what is your escape? Where do you find that sense of peace and simple connection? Maybe it's a park bench, or a quiet coffee shop, or just a walk with no destination. What does your villa look like?